Hang on a second. You're on the Zach Moonshine Show live on the fucking radio. Who the fuck is this, man?
This is Gene Olivati from Dirigiri.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
Oh, nothing much. Just here at home.
Well, hell yeah, dude. I was just talking about you on the fucking radio, man.
Yeah, I just tuned in.
Hell yeah. So, dude, Gene, what the fuck is going on right now in the world of Dirigiri? What are you guys doing, man?
Right now, we're finishing up this Monday. We're finishing up the Cursed Masters album.
Nice. So you guys got a full record coming out?
Yeah, we got a new record coming out. So far, I mean, this is gonna be our second album, but it's gonna be our first album.
Very cool, man. So, for people out there that don't know, how long have you guys been doing this, and how exactly did you get started?
We've been around for about 10 years. 13 years. And we came out with our first EP. It was a small EP, six songs, and we released it ourselves, pretty much. But before that, there was a live EP called Live Loud Hymns of Death. Hymns of Death is the meaning of the band, the name Dirigiri. That's what it stands for. The last song that you'll ever hear when you're getting put in the ground.
Very cool. That's what Dirigiri means?
Right. It's Latin. The way you say the way everyone says it, the way we tell them, is Dirigiri. But really, it's pronounced Dirigiri.
Dirigiri.
Uh-huh. Right.
Did I do it right?
Yeah. No, you said perfect. Dirigiri.
Dirigiri.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, man. That's badass, dude. You got to roll it off your tongue.
Yeah. It's unforgettable. I mean, hell, we pretty much wanted it to be a real unique name. The first lineup, we all got together, the one that we recorded on. So it was perfect. I mean, me and the original drummer, Omar Guerra, we were going to call the band Dirge. But I told him, I said, man, there's so many bands with that kind of name. And he was like, he got into his computer and it has that built-in encyclopedia.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, he just typed in Dirge, and then we went down a bit and it said Dirigiri, but I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it was spelled Dirigeri. I want to say it was something like that. And when we sat down, and he said, well, instead of all these E's, why don't we just put I's? I was like, hell, that's really neat, unique, So we just kept it with all the I's. So it just came out that way, the name. I mean, we just created it ourselves, our own way, just like we did with all this music.
That's really cool, man. And that actually means like the last song that you hear as you're being put in the ground. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
man.
because when the Vikings, when their people would die on the ship, they would take them to land, and they would burn all the bodies, and they would sing them a dirigiri, which is a hymn of death. That's really what it all means.
That's really cool, man. Right on. Well, as far as what kind of musical influences do you have?
Oh, man, we can talk all day, all night. Well, me and the drummer, when we first made this band, we were such big fans of mid to late 80s death thrash. And we were into a lot of hardcore punk. We're into a lot of that stuff. I mean, we loved it, and we liked very mid to late 80s grindcore, like Repulsion. We liked Terrorizer. We're big fans of the Cro-Mags, Fearless Iranians from Hell. That's a San Antonio band that's very underground. A lot of punk rockers around the world know who they are, but we're very influenced by them, and Dead Horse, another Houston band, DRI. When it came to death metal, we were in love with Pestilence and all this other stuff. All the other death metal bands, Malevolent Creation, all of that, and we pretty much, me and him, we sat down and thought it out. Well, you know what? We want to mix this hardcore punk rock with grindcore and with death metal. How the hell can we do all that? Like, how could we structure the music to make all that make sense? So we pretty much took what the Bay Area was doing with the thrash. We pretty much took what Florida was doing with the death metal and all the European stuff, all the underground stuff. And, I mean, we just pretty much said, fuck you, we're from Texas. We just did it our way.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, I got to ask you, man, like your local scene there in Texas, what is it like?
Oh, there's a lot of bands here in the whole great state of Texas. I'll be honest with you, there's so much. I mean, Texas is like Europe number 2. I mean, we got to the most littlest cowboy towns to the most biggest cities in Texas. I mean, we just got loads and loads of very great bands that people just don't, they don't know about. And it's a shame because, I think when it comes to underground metal, I think Texas is a very not that tapped market because there's so many great death metal bands and black metal bands and thrash and grindcore, all that stuff.
Hell yeah, man. As far as the compilation album, how did you guys get hooked up with that? How'd you hook up with Kat and all that?
Oh, she's a wonderful woman. She asked us to be part of the compilation, but it's that I was still in the process of recording the new album because we had to, a lot of situations happened along the way. And I told her, I said, well, you pick the song that you think is best for this compilation, and, you've got my full permission to put it all out there, I mean, and I'm very thankful and appreciative to her for doing what she does for all the bands that she has under her belt, and for everyone, for the radio stations, how she just pushes and pushes every day. Every day, she just works it, and that woman's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, she's really cool, man. Hell yeah. Now, as far as your live show, for people out there who have not seen you guys live yet, what can you tell them to expect at a live show?
When you come see a Dirigiri show, the transition from the album to the live setting is the same. I want to state right here that the way you hear the music on that album, that's the way we play in person. Exactly the same. And it's a real treat because those tones that you hear on that album, nothing was tampered with. There was no, tampering with Pro Tools, no nothing. For myself, I just got my half stack, my guitar, and a microphone, and played straight through. You know, so what you're hearing on the album, the way I play, same way in the live setting. It's totally the same, and it's worth whatever money they're charging at the door to come see quality Texas death metal.
Fuck yeah, man. One of the questions I like to ask all the bands that come on here, dude, like, what is one of the craziest fucking things you've seen so far in your career? Something.
Oh, my goodness. I've seen a lot of things. There was this one situation we had. You know, being in a touring band, I remember, I'm not going to say any names or the clubs or anything like that, but there was this one situation where we had to go play in a part of Texas, and we went there, and the guarantee was for $600. So we went, talked to the promoters, all this stuff, and you know, everything was cool, everything was fine, everything, and so we played the show. The whole club was sold out. People from all the different little cowboy towns came to see all the death metal bands. So at the end of the show, I don't know, my drummer talked to the promoter, and me and the singer and the bass player we were breaking down and stuff, and so we see him back the U-Haul in front of the doors. And then the guy comes out, the promoter, he goes, "Hey, what the hell's he doing?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "Well, I guess he's just making it easier for us to load out." And then my drummer got off, and he walked into the club and got a bar stool. And he said, "You know what? If you don't pay us the money, I'm going to hit every motherfucker here in this club with this bar stool, and I'm going to start with you." It was just crazy, you know. I didn't know what the hell was happening. I mean, there's other stuff. I mean, so much stuff with, you know, the backstage antics, all, you know, just tons of stuff. We even had a girl, she was from France, and I don't know if she was drunk or what, but she said that she had one of those third eyes. And she said while we were playing that she felt something and that she could see something in back of us, and it made her faint in the crowd. There's just so many stories. I mean, there's tons of them.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's fucking cool, man. Fuck yeah. Well, Gene, what kind of for people out there that want to find out more about you guys, maybe buy some merch or a CD or anything like that, where can they go to find out more about Dirigiri?
Well, if you type in the name Dirigiri in Yahoo or Google or Amazon or eBay, you can pretty much find our albums for sale with the first professional EP. You can find it for sale. But for the next one, I'm talking to about 4 different record labels right now because they want to hear it to see, you know, who gives the best offer to to release it, you know. So I'm waiting on that, but I'm happy this Monday. The vocals will be done, and just mixing and mastering, and it'll be put out the door.
Hell yeah, man.
And the merch for T-shirts and stuff, all of that stuff is sold out. I don't even have a T-shirt. I don't even have nothing. I don't even have the first album. I mean, it did so well. I got those results that I really didn't expect out of just dropping one little EP, 6 songs. That's all it was. And it got massive media attention for 2.5 years straight. I couldn't ask for anything more. And, because of that, it's because of these metal fans in the underground. I always tell in the magazines, I tell them, I don't care to be commercial. I really don't care. Because the little guys, the underground, those are the people that make it count. They make it count through and through. And I appreciate every fan, everybody that bought that album, bought those shirts all around Texas, outside of Texas, and across seas and everything. I appreciate every one of them. Every one of them I appreciate.
That's killer, man. That's really cool, dude. Well, Dirigiri, Gene, what kind of plans do you guys have for the future right now? For you said you got a new album coming out?
Right. The new album's going to be called Cursed Masters. And right now we're shopping it around to 4 different labels and see who's going to pick it up and put it out. And after that, well, hopefully there'll be some interest in us for some touring shows and different things. So that way the people can actually come and experience a Dirigiri show and the quality of music that we provide.
Very cool, man. Well, as soon as we get our fucking hands on it, we will play the fucking living fucking hell out of it, man.
Oh, thank you so much, Zach.
Hell yeah,
that
dude.
means so much to me.
Hell yeah. All right, well, Gene, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Without the people, we ain't nobody. That's a fact. If we don't have the people behind us, we ain't nothing. We're just a little old San Antonio, Texas band.
Hell yeah, man. In your opinion, what do you think, with the scene, the way that it is nowadays with the internet and everything like that, and the way that fans can fucking access everything just as soon as they, whatever they're looking for, they can find anything. How do you think that has changed the landscape for what you guys do, or has it affected it?
What I personally think is that it's a great thing, because you see, back in my day, I was born in the very early 80s, mm-hmm. And I remember being a kid. My mother used to buy me fanzines, and that's, we had to look for it.
Mm-hmm.
And, the only place you could go to find it was a record store. And it was hard, because sometimes you had to ask questions, and a lot of these people, they weren't into those kind of bands. They just weren't into them. Maybe they know Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Saxon, all that stuff, but when it came to the underground stuff, you had to look for it.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays the internet has taken this underground out of the underground, and put it in the forefront, so that people have easier time looking for bands and new music and discovering things. And back then it was harder because you had to look at magazines. You had to read.
Yeah.
Or maybe your buddy had came across Cannibal Corpse tape, and he was like, "Hey, look what I got," and that's how you found out.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot more limited back in those days. I remember. I mean, it was like because if it was basically if the magazine that you got talked about it, or if the local radio station that you had played it, then that was how you found out about it. Or MTV Headbangers Ball or something like that. You'd find some shit on there too. But for the most part, man, it was pretty fucking tough. I remember tape recording fucking radio shows off FM, just to get like Metallica doing Bread Fan and stuff like that, because I couldn't find that shit anywhere. They didn't even sell that in the record stores where I lived. It was like,
oh yeah.
It was fucking tough, man. But nowadays, everything is every fucking where. It's like everything is accessible, no matter what it is. All you have to do is fucking Google it, and you got it.
Right. It's all about supply and demand in this kind of business. I mean, you got to put yourself out there for any band. I mean, I don't care if you're playing in a goddamn garage and you got something good. Well, you know what, Bubba? Put that out there. Be a part of that market and put a dent in what you love. Don't be like these kind of guys in the local scene just because they ask the promoter, can I open up for this band? And they let them, and they walk around like they're on tour with the damn band. Mm-hmm. You got to do something about it, and you got to push it. You got to push and believe in what you're doing. And I give that advice to any band. Tons of bands message me on Facebook, and they ask me questions from around the world. How did I do it? How did I do this? And I'll be very honest with you. This is the approach that I took with that first little EP and why they wrote about it for 2.5 years. I grew up in the 80s, so there was only one way to do it. You tape trade. So I pretty much thought to myself, well, I'm going to try it and see how this works for me. I really doubt that people do it this way. Well, I was wrong. They still do it that way in the underground, and that's such a beautiful thing. And I basically put that little demo out and tape traded it like crazy with not just Texas, not just with the East Coast, not just with the West Coast, but I did it with the world. And I was living at the Arsenal here at the mailbox every day. And I tell these bands, I tell them, if this is what you want to do, that's what it takes. Ain't no record label going to come down to San Antonio and be scouting for bands and thinking, oh, okay, well, you know what? So-and-so from this band's going to walk in and they're going to sign me. That doesn't happen for everybody. So if you got something good, you got to go out there and try to go get it as much as you can.
Hell yeah, man.
Because that's just not enough for, going to a club and you just play for 10, 20 people. Well, there's a whole world out there that don't know who you are. And you got to force them, hey, I'm here, and I want you to know who I am. And that's the way it's done.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, well, Gene, I'm about out of time here, man. Is there anything else you want to add to let the people out there know, man?
I just want to thank everybody for supporting Dirigiri. Go out and buy the Obscure Chaos compilation and take a chance. Go on Amazon, eBay, wherever you find the Dirigiri album, and take a chance and go out and buy it and give it a good home and crank it as loud as you can when you get it. And I just want to thank everybody, all the media outlets. I would like to thank you, Zach, for your time and for everything, for playing Dirigiri's music. And most of all, I want to thank the people.
Hell yeah, man. Well, before I let you go, I got to get you to make us a station tag, okay?
Okay.
All right, whenever you're ready, say your name, say that you're from Dirigiri, or Dirigiri, if you want to say it. And that you're listening to MetalDevastationRadio.com.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Hi, this is Gino Livati from the band Dirigiri Guitars, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Crank it up and kill it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Nailed it, man. Thanks a lot for taking the time, Gene. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to fucking crank a fucking triple shot of Dirigiri loud as fuck for these motherfuckers and make their fucking ears bleed, all right?
All right. Thank you so much, Zach.
All right, dude. We'll talk to you later, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, peace. There you have it, folks. Dirigiri live on Metal Devastation motherfucking radio with the Zach Moonshine Show. Put your fucking speakers in your fucking yard, in your fucking window, in your fucking, wherever you are. Make it fucking loud and make the people around you extremely fucking uneasy. This is Dirigiri. Crank it the fuck up, man.